Today, we'll talk about a place in America called Vilas County, where there used to be a mysterious house known as the Lament Mansion, also called Summerwind Mansion. Though the house no longer exists as it was burned down, the eerie stories connected to it continue to haunt people's minds. So grab a cup of tea or coffee, sit back comfortably under your blanket, and enjoy this strange and chilling tale. This house has a history of over 110 years. It was originally built by a man named John Frank as a fishing lodge near West Bay Lake. People used to come here to catch fish and stay overnight at the lodge. The estate was vast, spanning around 80 acres. In 1916, a wealthy man named Robert Lamont bought the property, which is why it became known as Lament Mansion. He hired architects to remodel the old fishing lodge into a luxurious mansion, a project that took 2 years. When completed, the mansion had 20 rooms overlooking the scenic lake, making it a stunning home. Robert also built servants' quarters for his workers. However, this is when strange and eerie incidents began to occur. Robert's servants reported seeing a woman sitting by the lake, staring intensely at the mansion. But whenever they approached her, she vanished into thin air. They also started experiencing strange occurrences, such as hearing unexplained noises at night, a sudden foul smell filling the house with no apparent source. Despite these reports, Robert dismissed their concerns, thinking they were just superstitions. Robert and his wife Helen moved into the house, initially experiencing nothing unusual, but one evening, while having tea, they suddenly heard footsteps coming from the basement. It sounded as if someone was walking up the stairs. Moments later, the basement door creaked open, and they felt an unseen presence stepping out. Thinking an intruder had broken into his house, Robert rushed to grab his pistol and fired 2 shots toward the doorway. But to his shock, there was no one there. Whoever or whatever it was had vanished. This terrifying incident shook Robert and Helen so much that they decided to leave the mansion forever. The house remained abandoned, and Robert passed away in 1948. After Robert's death, a woman named Lillian bought the house, planning to live there with her husband. However, they too experienced paranormal activity. Lillian and her family felt like they were never alone, as if an unseen entity was always present. Shortly after they moved in, Lillian's husband suddenly passed away, leaving her alone in the eerie house. Unable to bear the terror, she abandoned the mansion. In 1970, a man named Arnold Hinshaw purchased the house and renamed it Summerwind Mansion. He moved in with his wife and 6 children. However, by then, the mansion was in terrible condition, with broken walls and rotting wood. The renovation work began, but the workers soon started hearing eerie laughter and cries coming from the empty rooms. Tools would disappear mysteriously, and many workers became so frightened that they quit midway and refused to return. At first, Arnold and his wife dismissed these fears, but soon they too began experiencing the presence of something sinister. They felt as if someone was constantly watching them, from doors, windows, or even from within the shadows. Doors and windows would slam shut by themselves, and strange voices echoed from the basement, just like Robert and Helen had heard years earlier. Over time, Arnold's mental state began to deteriorate. He would start talking to unseen entities, which led to constant arguments with his wife. Their marriage fell apart, and after just 6 months, they got divorced. Arnold's wife left with the children, and Arnold mysteriously disappeared. No one knows what happened to him. By 1980, Summerwind Mansion had become infamous across America. Magazines and newspapers published stories about it, claiming it was a haunted house where spirits and demons resided. In 1988, local police decided to demolish the house, as it had become a hiding place for criminals. However, before they could take action, the mansion was suddenly engulfed in flames. No one knows who started the fire or how it happened. Some believe it was caused by a lightning strike, but others think something paranormal was behind it. Today, the ruins of Summerwind Mansion still stand, and its haunting stories continue to send chills down people's spines. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more mysterious and spine-chilling tales. What do you think? Was Summerwind Mansion truly haunted, or was it all just a series of coincidences? Let me know in the comments.